Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Gonna do the bell. Okay. So happy new year to those of you that I haven't spoken to or said hi to, or just haven't had the opportunity for whatever reason to connect with you. Happy new year. This is going to be a little bit different from my other reads, but I've had several downloads, so I wanted to come on, do a recording. So I'm doing a double recording again. So I'm doing an audio for those of you that just like to listen, and I'm doing a visual a video as well at the exact same time. Hopefully everyone's being quite quiet now, so hopefully there won't be too much noise coming in and around and messing with this recording. All right, so I hope you're all well. As you've seen from the title, this is to do with the awakening process, what we're going through at the moment, bit about the new world, and some of the downloads that I've had so far. There have been plentiful, but I'm making sure that I keep these in small enough chunks for digestion more than anything. Okay. I'm still getting a lot of downloads at this time, so bear with me. I have got my big massive book with me, my big massive book where I like to make my notes and stuff. So I'm only going to pull out the bits that I feel are relevant to the now, and then I'm just going to continue to share them in my videos as and when I can. All right, so for those of you that are watching, forgive the big massive book, but as much as I've got stored in my mind is stored in my mind, and as much as I can sift through between my downloads and what's been shared with me, I'm going to do that as well. But I also want to make sure that I get out the messages that have been intended and that I've been guided to share with you. All right, so I'm going to channel a little at the same time. Okay, so fundamentally, the reason that I wanted to make sure that this recording was out is because we've got a full moon coming up in Cancer, which is full of emotions. And now, for those of you that don't know about your emotions and the connections to star signs, as well as the feelings that you may experience at the same time as everything that's going on, this is all about us aligning ourselves with the fact that we've got a lot of things that we are to let go of. So there are going to be things that arise within you during this time that may have you feeling a range of emotions, but we're particularly zoning into feelings of anger, feelings of hurt, feelings of sorrow, feelings of upset. When you think about the star sign itself, I mean, we're in Gemini at the moment, but when we think about the star sign itself as in the Cancerian star sign, we've got that hard shell on the outside, and then we've got the soft on the inside, and we've got that retreat to protect ourselves kind of action that takes place. And so for us in this human form, we have the same emotions, we're just in a different form. Okay, simplest way that I can think to put it in this time. So the other part of it is that a lot of us are going through various different stages of our downloads, our awakenings, and our rebirths and transformations at this time as well. So I want you to be mindful to not have a push and pull with what comes for you. Okay, because for us all as individuals, all of our experience is going to be different. Okay, some of you may find that you just feel really exhausted, really tired. It's okay. Lean into that. Allow yourself to have those naps and those, if you need to sleep for a day, if you know that you feel a little bit, you get a little bit of a sense first thing, and if you know that for the rest of that day, after a certain point, that's it, there's not going to be much more that you can give and that you can get out of yourself, make the most of the time ahead of getting to that point. Okay, I'm speaking to people that may be light workers as well. There is a lot of information. Okay, Spirit is confirming that is who I'm speaking to. Okay, so you may be a person that works in an industry or is just considering going into an industry, and you're not certain about these emotions that you're feeling. What's happening is you're going through a clearing and cleansing process. So again, the most simplest way that I can think to put this in this time, and especially with everything, is that what happens in order for you to get to the other side is all other emotions, all negatives as it were, come to the surface, because you've got to sift them out. That's a part of it's like a detox. Okay, it's like a human senses and internal external detox. Okay, and the way that that expresses itself is it can be a cold, you can get a runny nose all of a sudden, you can get headache, you can get banging head kind of feeling all of a sudden. You can get aches and pains within your body because your body is regenerating itself. It's a very, very deep process, but a lot of us don't necessarily recognize that that's what's happening, or have make the connection between it has to feel bad in order for it to feel good, if that makes sense. So you kind of go through something that sort of it strips you back first of all, and what happens is, because it's a full moon, especially within the new and the full moons, but because this is a full moon that's coming up, it's going to be really, really raw, and it's going to come high up to the surface, so it's going to feel like a lot to manage. The important thing for you to remember and to recognize here, Spirit is just confirming with me, is that I know that this sounds a bit cliche, like, you get stressed out and you're feeling this and you're feeling that, and people just say, relax. Come on now, relax. But truly, truly, that is actually what you need to do in this circumstance. It's about grounding yourself, and I mean really grounding yourself. Spend as much time as you can. If you are not able to get out and be in nature, you can simply visualize yourself in that space. Visualization is a really great and useful tool. You don't have to necessarily go out and about to gain this grounding feeling, as well as the gravitational pull and balance. Okay, it is useful because of our connection with nature, of course, but at the same time, if you've got plants around your home, if you've got a space that connects you to Mother Earth and Father Skies, then do that. Okay. Absolutely, speaking from experience, I can completely relate. Even in this moment right now, I cannot describe to you the amount of things that are happening, but it is what it is, and this is the way that this is the way that it is. Another thing to mention, even for myself, stay hydrated. Try and eat lighter meals if you can. If you need the starch, if you need the carbohydrates, that's okay, but try and be sporadic with it, so that you have segments, whether it's, if you're a person who's, you meditate in the morning, you get on with your day, you kind of intermittently between in and out of what you're doing, you notice you get downloads coming through. I'll use myself as an example. Okay, yesterday specifically, I had a really heavy download. In fact, I've been getting downloads all week, but I already know what to expect prior to full moons, new moons, and what's going on with the cycles as well as the seasons. I already know what to expect, so my body starts to show me, it's time. You got to switch off early. You got to book in some early nights. You got to do this. You got to do that, and I just adjust myself accordingly. So that means, for me, as an example, my most productive time, I have to shift a lot of my tasks into that time span, because I know that when I eject, and when I start to allow my body to go through its elevations and alignments, it means that there's no distractions, and it's important to remove as many of those distractions as you can. Easier said than done, I know, but it is something that is really, really important. Okay, so light meals, as much fluids as you possibly can get into your system. Okay. You can feel a bit nauseous, you can feel extremely tired, you sometimes it's hard to pinpoint your focus. Make lists if you can. If you're not a person that works with lists can really help you to keep focus, and also know what you can manage in a day, how much you can actually physically, mentally, and as one, achieve in your wholeness. Okay, right, so I've got that out. I managed to get that out. Whew. Here we go. Okay, so just double checking to make sure I get everything else in. Okay, right. So where you can, it's important for you to look about unplugging. So what I'm saying to you by this is, if you can find a way to not have yourself distracted by social media, by the news, by, you know, papers, magazines, friends, family, etc., etc., etc. Everybody needs something, right? So what you need, what's important during this process is to unplug away from that, and to also be mindful what you feed yourself. So when I say when you feed yourself, for example, conscious and being aware that you've got downloads and that you're changing, right? What you see, what you start to put into your mind's eye visually, so what you take on board, what you're watching, can make a massive difference to the experience of your download. Now, I'm not going to say it can hinder the download, but what I'm going to say is that because the senses are heightened even more, it can definitely have an impact that can change the path of the download and change the path of the information that is destined for you. Now, you know, it's written, it's meant to come towards you regardless, but what I'm saying is help yourself in that process. Like I said, if you find yourself feeling so tired, you just, or your headache is that bad that you need to go to bed, rest, have the cat naps. If you can do cat naps, have cat naps. If not, go to bed early, you know, or have yourself that spiritual bath, you know, that cleansing bath. Definitely keep cleansing. When I say keep cleansing, on the outside as well, you're flushing on the inside, okay? So you're flushing yourself out on the inside. You're making sure that you keep the foods light, and you're taking in as much water as possible, and also, you know, you're reducing the kind of caffeine based things that you take on board, and the things that are kind of like high in sugars, and things that are just not pure, in short. And I know it's not completely necessarily possible to cut out every single thing, because there's all sorts of things to consider, but if you can do better in that respect, you know, it's really beneficial to do so. Okay, so the unplugging side of it that I'm talking about, in terms of, you know, say from the visual element as well as what you take in, like audio, it's important to make sure that when you're taking things in, that they are gentle and as soft as possible, so not to move you off course. Okay, all right, thank you, spirit. Okay, so the other part that I'm being guided to share with you as well is that if you feel yourself gravitate towards things, so say for example, I don't know, you all of a sudden you want to learn more about a specific topic or a specific symbol, do that. Like, when I say do that, I mean go into that. You know, don't just read one book, read many, you know, just on that segment or that chapter. If you find yourself in a space that, you know, you're reading it and it's not clicking in for you, find the audio version. You know, that could be that somebody has that information available for you on YouTube. It could be that it's a program, or a film. You know, I always say to people to gravitate away from things that can distract you. So if you're watching, for example, a film and it's on TV, there's 1,000, and okay, that's a serious exaggeration, but there's several advertisements and various other things, flashpoints if you will, that can come in and interrupt that process. So you want to eject yourself from doing that. You know, it's, you can still watch the same thing, and I know this might sound like what, but you want to do it so that you've not got any additional distractions. You're trying to remove your distractions so that the process is as smooth and as pure as possible. She got the word out. Because that's going to help you with the process. All right. Okay. Whew, spirit. Yes, you might find yourself more selective. Okay. You will be aware. You will become more aware, and allow that to happen in terms of the people that you surround yourself with, the places that you allow yourself to go to. You know, one of the things that during generally during the transformation and the alignment process, you will find that some people will gravitate to you more. Some people will kind of look at you odd, because things are happening around you that's not necessarily visible to the human eye, but people can sense it. We can feel it. We can feel when somebody is extremely spiritual. We can feel when somebody has a lot of knowledge in a certain area. We can feel when wisdom's coming in. Sometimes we can feel when someone's got a message for us and that person doesn't even know they got the message yet. So the message is on its way. So have that in mind. I particularly it's a bit of a pet hate for me, but one of my things is if I need to go to the shop, like if I need to go out to a store or something, right, and I know I'm going through a heavy transformation. I know that I know I'm realigning. And when I'm in that moment, I'm like, oh, because I know people are going to gravitate towards me. And it's not just going to be one or two. It's going to be everything. Like, the other day, as another random example, the other day it was animals everywhere, babies and animals everywhere. Everywhere I went, it kind of got to a certain point where I was like, okay, I just have to let this happen now. It's like, people are saying to me, oh, they never speak, they never want to come to anyone, they never want to, oh, this is, and I'm like, yeah, hi doggy. Hey cat. So I've got a road of cats just following me. It's all good. But I'm just, that's an example of the way that the universe can start to interact with you as well while you're going through this process. And it's magical. It really is. It's a really beautiful thing. But the awareness is key here, and that's the reason that I believe I've been gravitated to share that with you. Okay, right. Spirit isn't moving me on, but saying I've got to go back to something. What's the something? Okay, be aware of yourself and be aware of the space. Okay, be aware of the space that you need. Be aware of the space that you need, because the space that you need is going to allow you to gravitate towards what harmonizes with you. Okay, you may not understand it at the time. You may not, you just may not. However, it will click. Just allow the process to take place. Okay. On anything that you need and you feel drawn to. Now, this one, okay, Spirit. Now, this one, it could be that you find yourself drawn to old music, old films, symbols, signs. You may find yourself in a space that for some reason you just want to listen to an old song or an old collection of music. Absolutely do that. I'm telling you, I know it sounds like but there's something magical in the process that your guides, your angels, etc. are trying to help you to release and help you to balance out and vibrate with. Okay, lovely. Right, so Spirit is saying, yep, we're good, we can move on from this point. Okay, wonderful. Shall I do this for the collective at this point? Okay, so I'm going to pull a card. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you. Okay, these are angel oracle cards that I'm going to be pulling from. Now, this deck was something that I felt drawn to. Okay, so this may be something that you find is relevant to you at this point, and it may be something that's to come. Okay, so oh yes. You made that really strong for me then. Okay, so Spirit is guiding me to share one more thing with you. Okay, another thing that you may become drawn to is fragrances, memories, and certain smells. Okay, so when these memories come to you, they're coming to you for you to allow yourself to go through that motion and release. Okay, some of the smells will be familiar to you from people that have passed away. They'll be familiar to you because of the resonance in terms of, okay, so for example, let me try and use one that I specifically have had. Vanilla. I had the fragrance of vanilla following me for a long time, and I wondered what it was, and I'd started to look into vanilla, you know, how it was made, where it's come from, blah 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 blah, what, you know, and then carried into what you do with it and where does it you know, that whole thing. Anyway, it took me back to a time where I used to specifically wear vanilla in my life, and what I used to do as an action when I was wearing vanilla, and when I went into that, I found I got some more spiritual messages. So I hope that I made that clear there, because I was starting to move away into something else for a second, wasn't I? But the start, middle, and end of the day, the main points of what I'm saying is that they are trigger points that are connected to things that you're to release and things that you are to allow to happen, because you're making room, you're cleansing and clearing, making room for something new and something more. Okay, so that's what's currently going on at the moment. Woo! I know I finally got there. Woo! So I hope that this has been useful to you, and I hope that you've managed to gain something from a clearer understanding and perspective from hearing this recording. Okay, so I'm going to pull one of these angel cards now and then read and share with you that message. These cards are extremely long, so bear with me. Bear with me. Sometimes this is why certain things just stay in the box. Because, you know, there are an abundance of cards now, so okay. Okay, lovely. It's a very, very deep level of changes that we're going through. Okay, beautiful card. Okay, for you guys that can see me, this is the card, and that for you guys that are listening on the audio, it's the compassion card. Okay, and this is it's the compassion card. This is all about having compassion for yourself. This is drawing me into your heart chakra, and then we've got abundance of emotions here, abundance of emotions in the sky, resonating in the earth as well as in the sky. I am being distracted by someone at this moment, so if I need to stop and come back and pause and come back, I will do, but hopefully they're just there as a distraction, because, you know, the devil has many agents, but let's just let that go. Okay, we're letting it go. That doesn't serve us at this time. Okay, so compassion, having compassion with yourself. Okay, I'm going to read. Let me just see if I can pull anything from this. Okay, the distraction's gone. It's funny. He's driven his car around and his reverse part. Still not relevant. Okay. So this is very, very individual to you. This is very centered around what you've gone through and what you're going through. And it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be that way to allow you to shed a skin, shed a layer, and, you know, turn up as a jewel. You know, I'm getting the diamond in the rough, coming out of what you've been through and coming into this new, but you're coming into this new much more confidently than you once were. You know, accepting yourself is really, really key here. Okay, you become more and more at peace with yourself. Some of you, you may be wearing the stone emerald. You may need to wear the stone emerald. I'm getting emerald, I'm getting diamond. Okay, for some of you, there's aquamarine here as well. Okay. some of you, you may need to sit with a stone. You may need to sit with a crystal, rose quartz crystal, aquamarine crystal, topaz. Yes, yes, yes. Sit with the crystal. Meditate with the crystal. That might be useful to some of you as well. Connect with nature if you can. If you've got sand near you, stand in some sand. I know that sounds crazy, but still stand in some sand. Allow yourself to be grounded in that moment. This is something that only you can do, in terms of only you can go through, because it's an individual experience, and it's supposed to be an individual experience. Okay, allowing yourself to have that experience. There's a lot of earth angels here, which is beautiful. Loads and loads and loads of angels. Some of you are getting the same as what I'm getting. You're getting the messages via numbers. You're getting the 144. You're getting 14444. Okay. And the ones. And the ones. Double one. All the ones. All the twos as well. Okay. Confirmation for some of you. Right, then let's go into this compassion. Okay. Okay, so it says, I treat everyone I meet with loving kindness. Okay, symbols. You may become drawn to symbols, and whatever those symbols are, it could be one, it could be several symbols, but whatever the symbol is, take a look into that symbol, research that symbol, get to know that symbol. It could be that the symbol is something that is for you as part of your spiritual balance. It could be that the person that's relevant to you, a guide, an angel, an advisor, a mentor, a spiritual teacher, they may wear the symbol that you know that harmonizes with you. Okay, follow your intuition, ground yourself and be at one with it. Okay, I'm getting the ocean here. Okay, I'm getting the gesture of namaste. I'm getting the gesture, I'm getting prayer. Yes, confirmation here of emerald. So the book says emerald rose. Yep. You may, yes, okay. Buying yourself a rose, maybe a singular rose. You may be given roses. Okay. Deep well, deep within the heart. Okay. So the card itself, it says compassion is a heartfelt empathy with other people. It is a true understanding of their situation and outlook, felt as unconditional love that is as deep as the ocean. It is only human to make occasional snap judgments about others through a simple lack of understanding. However, the angel of compassion reminds you that if you take time to find out who people really are and treat them with loving kindness, they may astonish you with what they have learnt through their lives, the wisdom they can impart, or the love they can share. Aim to treat each person as if he or she might be an angel in disguise. If you let the angel in you see the angel in others, you will always be in divine company. It's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Do you know, as I was reading it, I was getting, we're becoming united with our soul tribes. All of us are becoming united with our soul tribes, and you will as individuals. If this resonates with you, what I've shared with you is resonating with you, you are tuning into your soul tribe. I may be a part of your soul tribe, you may be a part of mine. As a collective, we are automatically going to start to gravitate towards those peoples, those essences that really tune into us. Okay, and it's a great thing, because as part of the continued development, because once you've cleared, once you've done, it's like spring cleaning, once you've cleared, you end up accumulating things again, and then needing to spring clean again. So this is a part of the same motion. Okay, I'm just getting a download at this moment. Just randomly decided to come on board. Thank you, spirit. Okay. Okay, so I'm getting two things. Okay, so some of you, okay, so some of you are rising. You're rising like a lotus that has been deep in the buried depths. And I've been speaking about this for a while now, but there is definitely a gravitational pull to share more about it. Okay, so it's like you have been at the very depth, the very bottom of the deepest ocean, the deepest sea, and you've not been seen, you've not been felt, you've not been heard. You know, it's like your beautiful ball of light that hasn't come to the surface yet. And now this is what's happening here, is you're getting the opportunity to start lifting yourself up, to start clearing away all those things. It's almost like the mud at the bottom of the surface, like all the grain, every single grain is all the things you've been through. Family, friends, you know, lovers, ex-lovers, people that have just wanted you to stay there. It's like valuing you for your beauty at the depths of nowhere, not wanting anyone else to see you and be a part of that. Wow, yeah, that I can relate. That resonates for me as a message to share with you deeply. Okay, a lot of you are working. This is okay, sure, sure. Okay, so you may feel twinges and pain coming from around your heart chakra. You may find that you um you think about things from the past, or you may even visually get flashes of a person, you know, that's a part of your past. Okay, again, I know you heard me. I know you heard me when I said relax, but you have to kind of like be like, oh, it's you again, and carry on about your day. You know, unless there's more to it for you. But if it's like you're done with that and you're not about that situation no more, just do that. Just make it be like, oh, it's you again, okay, and carry on about your day. Yeah, wish you well, or no, no, thank you, and carry on about your day. Okay, because this is not a going backwards exercise. This is a elevating, shedding, and moving forward and moving up. You're rising. Okay, so I don't want to make this recording too long. Okay, but I did want to make sure that I got this message out to you because Spirit has been guiding me to do so. I am going to do another recording. I am going to share another because I have had more downloads. Yeah, just take what you need, take what resonates, you know, and leave what doesn't. That's all I can really say. I'm just being guided towards one more thing before I go. Okay, Spirit is reminding me of this as well. Which bit are we going through? Okay, so okay, the full moon will increase your alignment. Okay, you are going to have a moment. I've been drawn to this, and so now it's come back for me to say it. I'm here to say it. So I'm being drawn to the Matrix. I'm being drawn to, there's the first time that Neo kind of goes through his awakening and he puts his finger into the mirror, and he looks at Morpheus and he says to Morpheus, why, oh, my eyes hurt. He says, my eyes hurt. Why do my eyes hurt? And Morpheus says, because you've never used them before. And it's the same, this is the same parallel of what is happening. And I know that not everyone's going to be on the same, you know, vibration. However, if you've been gravitated towards me, I am an activator. I am an active activator. I know that I have, do you know what I mean? I know that I have the ability to do this. And so what I'm saying to you is that this is confirmation and this is guidance for you to know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment, and that everything that you feel fearful of, let it go, let it come to the surface and let it go, because all fear does is blocks the intentions that are meant for you. Fear is another form of distraction. It's designed to stop you from getting to your fullest potential. Okay. And I know, for those of you that know me, I am also an author. So there is that element in the way that I communicate. But as I channel, that spirit wants me to make sure that you know that even though things sometimes can feel scary and you can feel a little bit like shut off, you are safe. There's nothing to be afraid of. This is all in essence of healing your heart so that you can move forward freely and enjoy those emotions and enjoy your intuition fully as an earth angel that you're here on this earth to be. Okay. We've been distracted for a very long time. It's time to snap out of these distractions. It's time to pull ourselves up and allow ourselves to be our true, raw, authentic self, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. Some people aren't going to understand it. Some people are going to be, afraid of you as you change. Let them go. Let all of that go. People that question you, that, trying to stop and block you, let them go. It's time to let them go. It's time to make sure that nothing or no one suppresses who you truly are. We're not here to be controlled. You are not designed to be controlled. And energy can't be controlled. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be fully flourishing and flourish and blossom within. Ironically, she wears flowers. Anyway, he's supposed to be able to fully flourish. Look, bottom of the deck. You see what she's got? I'm getting like, a real nice light energy and another download. I've been getting a whole bunch. So okay, so anyway, I'm gonna round this situation up. I'm gonna round this message up, okay? Unless spirit, you want me to share anything more? Are we comfortable? Are we happy? Are we good? Okay, good. So I've shared everything that is required at this time. Okay, as I said, if you're feeling as though you need some guidance and some support with it, there are abundant ways that you can do this, but it is an individual process. Okay. um, from the baths to the shower, if you're having showers instead of having baths, have a longer shower. Okay, there's deeper cleansing that needs to take place. We're cleansing on the inside as well as on the outside. If you're not yet in a place where you can um, consume the purest foods, bless everything that you touch, everything that you eat. Just have the intention of it being something that's going to benefit you on the inside. And believe me when I say the angels will do the rest. Okay. All right. So yes, I know. Woo, she's back. What a way to come back into this new year. But hey, the callings are the callings, and this is what it is. Okay. So I hope that this has been helpful and blessed for those of you that have needed. Yes, I've had 37. Okay, 37. That may be relevant to some of you. But yes, I'm going to round this message up here. Okay, I will come back and share with you again. Have a wonderful experience. Unfortunately, and I am going to be real about this now and just rip the band-aid off, it doesn't necessarily feel good. In fact, sometimes it feels so shit. It can feel so shit that you just feel like, oh my goodness, why? But it's, for the females out there, all I'm going to say is it's like the time of the month. You go through that time period of that, whether you feel groggy or you don't feel, you know what I'm saying? You have that and then you ping back. Yeah, you just ping back into what, your normal senses, and everything just falls back into alignment. It's like that. And fellas, listen, I'm not disregarding you, whether you acknowledge it or not, you do have an episode of the same similar, thing that we go through as females. All right, so I'm going to round up here. Spirit saying, yep, we're good. So I'm going to round up and I will share more. Okay, maybe we'll talk more about this during the full moon as to what you can do to sort of start to harmonize yourself, or maybe we'll talk after. I'm really gonna have to go with how I feel, because like I said, I'm getting a lot of downloads myself, and so if you're not good to yourself, if you're not looking after yourself, how on earth can you share with others? All right, so take care of yourself. Lots and lots of love as always, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye everybody. closing this reading out here.